Hello, children. Welcome. I am Peyton Harris, aka Jill Matrix, and I am here with my good friend Sam. And we're here to do reviews. We do things on movies, shows, sometimes games. Sam, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Love that microphone zoom in.
Yeah,
Today, we're going to go over our most anticipated movies, shows, games of 2022 because there's quite a list.
yeah, this is an interesting year. We're in technically year 2 of COVID delays happening. And it's just interesting to see what movies are going to come out this year, what may not come out this year. So this will be an interesting list. We're going to have a most anticipated movie, TV show, and video game with an honorable mention in each category.
On the bright side, it seems that the restrictions are starting to lift up.
Yeah, that's about true, especially considering Spider-Man No Way Home and the amount of people that have seen that.
Oh yeah, the theaters were packed whenever I went to go see it.
Same here. Also, if you were wondering why this is a much shorter episode than usual, don't ask about it. It's not because me and Peyton totally skipped out on the topic we were going to do. No way!
It's not like we put too much on our own shoulders, too much weight that we couldn't possibly do the podcast on time.
We would never!
We're responsible adults.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move on and get started. First of all, with our most anticipated movie of the year. I'm gonna go first, and then Peyton will go, and then Peyton will start off the next category, etc., etc. My most anticipated movie of the year is the Pixar movie Lightyear.
Why would you say that, Sam?
Well, first of all, Peyton, this may shock you. Toy Story, the original Toy Story, is my favorite movie of all time.
Really?
It's one I've watched all the time since a kid. It's probably the movie I've seen from beginning to end the most. And I just have an absolute love for this franchise and the characters in it. Disregarding Toy Story 4, that never happened. And this is an interesting direction to take the series, making a real-life Buzz Lightyear action figure as sort of the character that would inspire the toy. The trailers that have come out, all 2 of them, have looked great. I even made a video on my Cookn Media Studios channel where I took the style of the trailer and made it for the original Toy Story. That got a lot of views, and overall, I just think it's an interesting direction to take this franchise and get a more epic feeling out of these movies, I guess, or this movie. And one final reason I'm very excited for it is because if this movie does well, like it makes a lot of money at the box office, I'm really hoping we'll get a Woody's Roundup movie that shows Woody being an actual cowboy in the West. Which
somehow I might just be more excited for that just because I like the sound of that.
Oh, it sounds awesome. And my honorable mention will be Doctor Strange 2, which I'm very excited for. Sam Raimi is returning to superhero movies after directing the original Spider-Man trilogy. And it's probably going to have a lot of cameos in it and be a huge celebration of Marvel movies as a whole. But on the whole, I think I have more confidence in Lightyear than I do in Doctor Strange, which is why Doctor Strange is just my honorable mention.
You can tell that they put a lot of time into Lightyear, and also the trailer for the movie, for both trailers, they're out. So if you want to go look at it, go check it out yourself. See if you can get some anticipation out of it.
Absolutely. There's more to go off for Lightyear than for Doctor Strange, which is interesting because I think Doctor Strange may come out before Lightyear.
And Doctor Strange, if you remember in the Spider-Man movie, No Way Home, there was a trailer for it in that after you watched the movie.
Yeah. Normally, we would probably put up a spoiler warning for that, but it's not really a spoiler considering it got on YouTube like the same week as Spider-Man No Way Home.
As things often do when they're put in movie theaters.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like a leak or anything. Marvel themselves uploaded the full teaser. But enough about me. Peyton, what's your most anticipated movie of 2022?
I personally will have to go with the Batman movie because I had a deep love for the Dark Knight trilogy, as I'm sure you probably know. And I'm really looking forward to just seeing this Batman movie. It seems a lot darker. Some people seem to think that the main focus isn't just going to be Batman, it's going to be the Riddler. And in the trailer, you can see he's getting gunshots everywhere. He's just a real careless Batman. I mean, you can tell this is a young Batman compared to the Ben Affleck Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really interested to see how Robert Pattinson does on his job as Batman.
Yeah, I remember Battinson, like Battinson. I never, unfortunately, I must confess, I've seen all the Twilight movies. And I never thought for a second when watching those movies that this guy would make a pretty good Batman. But when that first trailer came out and he said, "I am vengeance," I was like, okay.
I think this guy has some potential. So my honorable mention is probably going to be Across the Spider-Verse Part 1, because the first movie, really good job. All right. Love the mixed style of animation. Love the story. And I'm interested to see what they do with this Spider-Man.
Right. It's also nice that Spider-Man 2099 is going to be showing up this time instead of just an end credits tease like last time.
That's probably the part I'm the most excited for, because in the story of Spider-Man, there's not much difference between Peter Parker and Miles Morales, would you say?
Not really. I mean, they were both or Miles was from the Ultimate Universe, like Ultimate Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think he was just meant to be another Spider-Man. I know he's a lot more to certain people, but I think a lot of people just see him as a Peter Parker ripoff. I'm not saying that's what we see him as. I'm saying that's what probably some people do see him as. But Miguel O'Hara, aka Spider-Man 2099, I know is very different from Peter Parker.
And I'm interested to see what they do with him. And I do like Miles. I'm interested to see where they put him in the Spider-Verse, or if they add more Spider-Man in there.
I'm sure there will probably be more Spider-Man. Hopefully we get the 90s cartoon Spider-Man in this movie.
No, he's Spider-Man.
Are you trying to do that meme?
Yes. But anywho, now that we've gone through our movies,
yes,
shall we move on to our shows?
Take it away.
All right. So it may not be a new show per se, but it come out with a new season. Have you heard of The Witcher, Sam?
Toss a coin to The Witcher?
I was about to say, have you ever tossed a coin to your Witcher, Sam?
All the time.
I am looking forward to see what they do in the series. I am a big Witcher fan. I have read the books, and maybe we'll get to see more of Geralt, where he goes off to. Maybe we'll get to see Geralt die. I'm just kidding.
You never know nowadays.
Honestly, you're right, Sam. We don't know well. And they do take some slight turns away from the books in the show.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be a little bit of a fresh perspective, even though personally I thought the books were better.
Yeah.
And for my honorable mention, maybe it come out this year, maybe it don't. The Last of Us. They're making a show, which I am a little on the fence about, just because The Last of Us game is more cinematic anyways. So it's kind of like a show in and of itself.
It's a bit redundant in a way.
But at the same time, the first Last of Us I really enjoyed the story of.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how they put it in show format, or is it just going to be the same story, or is it going to be a different one? Could it follow someone else that was in the game? Who knows? It has potential. I'm a little on the fence, though.
That's understandable, especially after The Last of Us Part 2, which I haven't played, by the way. So,
Neither of us have.
yeah, but it's just what we heard.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of good reviews on that game.
No. Is that it for you, Peyton?
I think that will do it for me, Sam. Are you ready to present your shows?
Absolutely. My most anticipated show of 2022 is actually, at the time of recording this, it may get a trailer tonight because tonight is the Super Bowl at the time of recording this. But Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I say this could be a real humdinger, as they say. I sound like a boomer when I say that.
Absolutely, you do. But it's so exciting. Ewan McGregor is coming back as Obi-Wan after a very long time between now and the prequels. And not to mention...
2005.
Yeah, so 17 years?
Yeah.
That makes me feel old.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, Hayden Christensen is coming back as Darth Vader, which is also very exciting. And from the poster that's been released so far, again, the trailer isn't out. I don't know a whole lot about the show except it takes place between episodes 3 and 4. But from the poster alone, this is going to be like, from what I can tell, a more somber Star Wars show, which I frankly feel as it should be. I mean, Obi-Wan's going through a lot at this time. He just had to cut off the legs of his former student who killed all the Jedi. And now Obi-Wan is literally hiding his son, or hiding Luke from Darth Vader. And so I think he's going through a lot, and so he probably won't be the same character we remember from the prequels. That's what kind of excites me. Also, it's been confirmed in a behind-the-scenes video on the show that Darth Vader and Obi-Wan will have another duel. So that's a reason alone to watch this show, in my opinion.
I did not know this, but it will be interesting to see what they do with him. Is he just going to stay on Tatooine? I heard in theory he has a son, perhaps.
Who, Obi-Wan?
Yes, which is really just out there. I'm not familiar enough with my Star Wars lore. It's been too long since I've looked into it.
Have you watched Clone Wars? Star Wars The Clone Wars?
The final season?
No, not the final season, just the show as a whole.
Yeah, the woman that he got with, yeah.
Yes, the teen. There were rumors that she calls him her nephew, but people have theorized that in reality, that her nephew is the son, her kid, along with Obi-Wan's kid, which would be a absolutely crazy revelation for the character.
Maybe we can dig into our comic book lore.
Maybe.
And figure out how this is.
I remember a meme I saw. Dave Filoni, one of the head writers on the Clone Wars. He was doing a meeting with a lot of people, and one of the story editors said there was a lengthy email chain between him, Dave, and some of the writers on the show, and Dave took Kenobi's family tree in an unexpected direction. He didn't elaborate, because according to Filoni, it would set the fan world ablaze.
I mean, there's probably already loads of fan fictions about this, and that alone would have some serious story potential, show potential. Yeah. Maybe even movie potential.
Yeah. Although, one last thing I'll say about it is that it's very interesting. This is supposedly a limited series, meaning it will not go for another season. This will be a 6-episode show through and through.
They better be hour-long episodes.
Me too. I'm saying the same thing. But there's only so much they can do because we know what happens to Obi-Wan after this. He dies in episode 4.
Also, I heard Darth Maul may be coming back because there is the... Have you seen the show? Which one is it?
Rebels?
Yeah, have you seen Star Wars Rebels, Sam?
Yeah, I know what happens to Maul in Rebels.
Yeah, well, they may show that. I look forward to that.
That moment is so good. Like, it's legit one of the best moments in Star Wars, period. That final duel on Tatooine with him and Obi-Wan, which, spoilers, Maul dies for real.
I don't know where he got hit.
He got hit like
Obi?
in the stomach.
Ah,
But it'd be weird to do that in live action, considering it's already been done in animation, but we'll see.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I look forward to it.
Oh, me too. It comes out on May 25th on Disney+.
Too bad I don't have Disney Plus.
Get it. So,
Never.
my honorable mention, and this may be cheating because this show isn't even confirmed to come out this year, but maybe it'll get a very late 2022 release. Fingers crossed. But fans of the channel will know why I'm excited for this one, and that is the brand new Devil May Cry animated series. Viewers of the channel will know that me and Peyton took a look at the former Devil May Cry show, the one that was made a long time ago with Patty and everything. Well,
Which
there's
was a mix of good and lackluster.
That's perfect way to describe it, but overall, I enjoyed the show.
Mm-hmm.
And this new one is being produced by the same guy who produced Castlevania. It's supposedly going to be a Netflix show, and it's a story they're wanting to tell over multiple seasons. It's already been confirmed that Dante, Lady, and Virgil will all make appearances in the show, which I'm very excited for. Not a whole lot of news has been released, but I'm guessing it will be more action-based rather than the original show, which was more of a slice of life anime. The only thing I want is Ruben Langdon and Dan Southworth to reprise their roles as Dante and Virgil. If they can get that, then I am 100% behind this show. That's all I have to say about that.
Oh, but where's Patty? She was one of my favorite child anime characters because she wasn't annoying.
I would like to see Patty come back, but I don't know if it's going to be an adaptation of the game or it's going to tell an original story. With the way it's sounding, it's probably going to be an adaptation of Devil May Cry 3, just because they've already confirmed the characters of Devil May Cry 3 are coming back.
And I think that Devil May Cry 3 is by far the most popular Devil May Cry. Well, maybe not after Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Maybe the most popular story of Devil May Cry.
I'll concede to that.
On the fence, understood.
Yeah, but again, this show may not even come out this year, but fingers crossed. Right, Peyton?
Yeah, let's hope. I hope. Maybe. I don't know. I doubt.
But with that out of the way, let's move on to our most anticipated video games of 2022. And I probably should have specified this at the end of the beginning of the video. All these dates are subject to change due to COVID.
As many things that you mentioned are.
Yes. But with that being said, my most anticipated game of 2022 is God of War Ragnarok.
I definitely enjoyed the first game. It was probably my favorite game since Skyrim. If that says anything.
Yeah, I haven't played Skyrim, but a lot of people seem to enjoy it.
It definitely deserves a game of the year, the last game that they made.
Mm-hmm.
It's been, 4 years since God of War dropped?
It came out in 2018.
And now they're coming out with a new one?
Yep. And this is supposedly the end of the Norse mythology saga of God of War. They're not going to make another Norse mythology game after this. And so there are going to be a lot of loose ends to tie up from the last game, like with Freya, Atreus, and the revelation that I am not going to spoil here, and Thor, which is very exciting because we're so used to the MCU Thor that it's going to be neat to see a more Norse mythology accurate Thor battle Kratos. I'm also hoping they improve the combat from the last game. The last game had great combat, but it felt a bit slow when you compare it to like other action games. So maybe if they up the speed of the combat a bit, it'll be even better. But overall, I am very excited for this game. And
it was kind of a lore-based game, though.
Yeah, it was more story, but at the same time, it's an action game.
True. And there was a lot of, despite the just being one game, it had a lot of lore packed into one game. So as long as they don't put too much new stuff in, Maybe they can tie up the loose ends that you're talking about. Maybe they won't leave them tied up. Maybe they go on to the next world or whatever.
Maybe Kratos will die for real this time, and Atreus will become the new god of war.
That's very predictable, though. I feel they won't do that.
Yeah. But as far as my honorable mention goes, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. This is a game that's long been delayed, but it has a release date now, and it seems like this one's legit. April 5th, 2022. Very excited about this game. I haven't played a Lego game in a long time, because it seemed like they were just the same game over and over, but this one seems like it's changing a lot about the Lego formula. Also,
Definitely. Does nostalgia have a play in this?
You cut out a bit there, but yes, nostalgia does have a bit of play here, because Lego Star Wars was the first ever Lego game that a lot of people played, and now they're back. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with this one. Also, I know we're only doing one honorable mention, but I'm also really excited for Sonic Frontiers, even though there's a lot of possibility that it could be bad.
Just haunting the fence about it, making sure, hey, is it good? Who knows? We'll figure that out.
Absolutely. Peyton?
All right, so for games, I gotta say, is anyone here a Rainbow Six fan?
No.
Maybe you are, maybe you're not.
I'm not.
All right, so Rainbow Six is more tactical game, and now they're coming out with Rainbow Six Extraction. I heard that it's going to be really good. I think it'll open up the franchise a little bit. Maybe they'll add some new characters in. They already do every season with the Rainbow Six that they have out now. I know you're not a big fan of Tom Clancy, Sam, but I think they do a really good job. It's really kind of refreshing compared to the COD games, because a lot of times the COD games, they seem, at least to me, there's not much difference, and I think this puts more of a tactical, real spin.
It's more of a parody of real life combat at this point.
Yeah. And that's what I love about Rainbow Six. And next, for my honorable mention, we have Elden Ring. Have you seen the trailers for Elden Ring?
I have. It looks pretty darn good.
Looks pretty darn dark, Sam. My gosh. For all I know, this may be the next Dark Souls.
I mean, it is developed by the same people from Software.
And that's... have you ever played Dark Souls?
I haven't, but I'm very much aware of the reputation.
Very much aware of the reputation, and the reputation it does have. It is very hard to play. It has it satisfies you whenever you beat things.
But it takes you forever.
Yes, this is definitely a time-consumer game. I could never play this today with going to college, and that's the sad part about it. But I look forward to it, and I hope it does well.
Here's the real test. Does it waste more time than Persona 5?
I am about 70 to 80 hours in Persona 5. My gosh. I still need to beat it. I haven't beaten it yet. I'm reminded of my failures, Sam. Sorry.
It's okay. Is that it?
That would be it. I think we've gone through our list.
Alrighty, so that was a bit of a shorter episode than usual, but me and Peyton wanted to get something out pretty quickly because the next episode is going to be the start of something big.
The Sonic X show.
That's right. If you've been keeping up, me and Peyton have been doing a marathon where every other episode we've been taking a look at the piece of Sonic media outside of games. We took a look at the movie, we took a look at Sonic Boom, and now we're going to take a look at Sonic X. But it's a bit special. And you want to tell them why it's special, Peyton?
It has some length and lore. So we're going to split this up into 2 parts so that we can evenly divide it. Also, there's a bit more characters in it than Sonic Boom.
Yes. So for the next episode, we'll be doing seasons 1 and 2. And then the episode after that, we'll be doing seasons 3. There will be no break between these 2 episodes because it's a 2-parter, so we want to get them both done.
and it will be something to look forward to on our channel.
Yes. As well, this is a Japanese Sonic show, which means there is a Japanese version with English subtitles and an English version with English voice acting. So, Peyton will primarily be watching the Japanese version. I will primarily be watching the English version because I grew up with it. But both of us will have some experience with both versions. You might be wondering why we're doing this, and Peyton, explain why.
It's because there are some differences within the show that you can tell. If you've seen the show, you know what we're talking about. There's times when the Japanese version gets a little bit darker than American version, and sometimes the dub doesn't make sense as much because they took certain parts of it out and tried to make it more kid friendly, because it is technically a kids show.
Yes, and you know who did the English dub, Peyton?
Who did it, Sam?
4Kids.
My gosh, we're in trouble. Kid actors do not have a good reputation, regardless. It's a show.
Even though there aren't any child actors, you are aware of who 4Kids is, right?
I think I do.
They're the anime dubbing company who are infamous for their censoring.
Okay, never mind. I was wrong with the 4Kids thing. Yeah. I thought you
Yep.
actually meant 4Kids.
Oh, no. That's the actual name of the cable network.
Okay, never mind. I'm not familiar with 4Kids. I wasn't familiar. Never mind.
Peyton, do your research before the next episode.
Fine, Sam. Okay, I'll do my research.
And with that, we're done here. Again, we'll see you all next time for the Sonic X Season 1 and Season 2 review. And that may be the end of our Sonic Marathon. Who knows? There might be one other thing left to cover.
Before the coming out of the next movie.
Maybe. But we'll
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do it.
maybe not. We'll see.
You'll never know.
Yeah. We got stuff to do on our own time. I have a job. So does Peyton.
And school.
I don't have that at the moment. But enough of that.
Get a school, Sam.
Working on it. Thank
You
you
just
all.
gotta buy a school.
I'm
Sorry,
not
that was me.
Thank you all for watching this video. We'll see you all next time for the Sonic X review. Peyton,
Goodbye.
let us out.
Goodbye, children. I hope you learned something very important today about the lessons of life, love, and how 4Kids is not the way. Maybe we'll tell you about The Witcher. Toss a coin to your Witcher. Witchers are good.
Goodbye.